Hey guys, welcome to my channel Enjoy Learning. So today in this video I'll explain you about the chapter Stars and Solar System of class 8. So before starting this video, I would request you to please subscribe my channel and please press the like button and share this video. So before any delay, let's start this video. The sky. What do you think about the sky? So, there are many such celestial bodies which are present in the sky, and you can only see those things. Some of the celestial bodies can be visible to you, and you can see them through your naked eye. But some of the objects that you have to see through the telescopes and all. So, you can only see these celestial bodies at night because the sky will be darker at night. Every objects can be visible clearly, but at morning you can't able to see because of the sunlight. Okay, so I know that you have saw a lot of stars at night, at sky at night, and also planets. You can also see satellites and other celestial objects. So, satellites, you may think, um, how can we identify the satellite? Actually, I would suggest you a app, and that app's name is Stellarium app, and through this app, you can find the satellite, stars, and solar systems as well as constellations. And I'll say about this app in the next video. But today we are discussing about stars and solar systems. So many of the celestial bodies are present in the night sky, and the question comes to your mind, how can we identify stars and planets? So a simple way that stars twinkles at night but planets do not. These stars twinkles at night, and by looking them you can identify that the stars, if a stars that twinkles, actually planets and stars both looks same, but stars twinkles, like you can observe bright dark, so this texture you can observe on the surface of the stars, but planets remain constant. There is nothing twinkling over the planets, and by this you can identify stars and planets. Now let us study about stars and solar systems with the detail in this chapter. Now, before any delay, let's start. Before introduction, okay. On a clear night, you will be able to see numerous stars twinkling in the sky. The vast surrounding space is called the universe. Okay. So, I have already said that you can only see the stars and planets at night because at night, the sky will be darker and every celestial objects can be seen clearly at night. And of course, you can't able to see the celestial objects through night through rainy season because the clouds are covered entirely covered the skies are entirely covered with the sky is entirely covered with the clouds, and through winter season and summer season you can able to see the sky clearly. So on clear night you'll be able to see numerous of twinkling stars in the sky, so that vast surrounding space, what we call as universe. Okay, Now, the universe includes everything that exists, the most distant stars, planets, satellites, as well as our own Earth and all objects on it. And I have mentioned already about stars, satellites, and planets, but I forgot to mention about moon and sun. And these are the celestial objects that we are observing daily in our life. We can able to see the sun at day and moon at night, and some other objects you can find, for example stars, planets, and satellites. Okay, now, thus, in order to study the constitution of this universe, we have to first discuss the objects like galaxies, stars, planets, and satellites, etc., which are found in the universe. Okay, so there are lot much things to study about this universe, and still our scientists or still this world do not know about it. But here we are only going to study about a few of our universe, just a 10%. It's not actually a 10%, just a 5% of our universe. So here to discuss about the constitution, we have to before you have to study about galaxies, stars, planets, and satellites. Okay, now objectives. Okay, at the end of this chapter, what would you understand? Let's see here. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to list the celestial objects and identify some of them, understand the phases of the moon, keep track of lunar expedition, locate some of the constellations in the night sky, know about solar system, explain the role of artificial satellite. But in this chapter, we are only studying till the phases of the moon in this part of video, but the remaining chapter I'll explain you in the next part of the video. Okay, so the moon. So moon is actually a very beautiful object which we can see at night. So it is actually a very beautiful object. So let us see what is this. The moon appears to be the brightest of all other celestial objects after the sun. You can see the whole of the moon on a full moon day. Okay, so you are observing many celestial bodies such as stars at night. So stars are also emitting their own light, but moon looks very brightest among all celestial objects after the sun, and you can see a full moon on a full moon day. Okay, so the phases of the moon we are just studying now, just we are studying about it. Just before that we have to study about the moon. Okay, now how are you able to see the moon? How can you able to see the moon? How are you able to see the moon? It is because it reflects the light of the sun. The moon does not produce its own light but looks bright because it reflects light from the sun. Think of the sun as the light bulb and the moon as a mirror reflecting light from the light bulb. The moon revolves around the earth and also around the sun along with the earth. Okay, so a question comes to your mind: how can we able to see the moon and how the moon appears so much bright? Why? Because it's because of the sun. Okay, so because of the sun, the moon just reflects right from the sun, just reflects right from the sun. The moon does not produce its own light, so moon does not produce its own light like suns or other stars, but it reflects light from the sun, so it looks so brighter and beautiful. So we are just saying how moon is a beautiful thing. Yes, yes, beautiful celestial body, but all credit goes to sun, right? So You just imagine a bulb, okay? What is there in your house? A bulb, and you just imagine a mirror. A light always reflects through the mirror. So in the same way here, you just imagine sun as the bulb and mirror as the moon. So how mirror reflects the light of the bulb, in the same way the moon also reflects the light from the sun. Okay, is that clear? I hope so. Next, the moon completes one revolution around the earth in 27.3 days. In the meantime, the earth moves ahead in its orbit. Thus, from the sun, the moon appears to complete one revolution between one new moon day. Thus, from the earth, the moon appears to complete one revolution between one new moon day and the next. In 29.5 days, you know that a lunar eclipse may occur on some full moon days. Okay, so now we are talking about the days, the time that the moon takes to revolve, and how this lunar eclipse takes place. Okay, the moon completes one revolution around the sun in 27.3 days. Okay, you already know that the moon is the natural satellite of the earth, and the moon revolves around the earth as well as sun. How? Along with the earth. So, this moon completes one revolution around the earth on 27.3 days. Okay, next. In the meantime, the earth moves ahead in its orbit. Thus, from the earth, the moon appears to complete one revolution between one new moon day and the next. In 29.5 days, you know that a lunar eclipse may occur on the same full moon days. So actually here, while the moon is revolving around the earth, in the meantime the earth moves ahead in its orbit. Okay, so earth moves ahead in its orbit. Thus, from the earth, the moon appears to complete one revolution between one new moon day. Okay, so in this time, the moon appears to complete one revolution. Okay, between one new moon day. And what do you mean by new moon day? The moon disappears. The moon will be invisible on this day. So that is known as new moon day. And the next, in 29.5 days, you know that a lunar eclipse may occur on some full moon days. And in some full moon days, after a 29.5 days, lunar eclipse may occur. Okay, so here full moon day you can completely see the moon, complete moon, and in new moon days the moon is invisible. Okay, now we are going to study about the phases of the moon. That is, first quarter, waxing crescent, new moon, and actually sorry, I have to come from the party. Okay, new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent. Okay, so now we are going to study these definitions each. Okay, so phases of the moon. First we are going to study about new moon. And during a new moon, we can see no portion of the moon surface that is lit. We see only the dark side of the moon. This typically marks the beginning of the lunar cycle, which lasts 29 half days. The moon is between the earth and the sun in its orbit. Okay, so new moon, I already said that the moon is not visible. The entire portion of the moon is invisible. And how this moon is invisible? because this moon is placed between the earth and the moon. Okay, now entirely what is new moon day? The portion that side, for example, one portion of the moon is invisible. Okay, yes, other portion of the moon is visible on other part of the world. Okay, yes. Now waxing crescent, new moon we have already studied now. So waxing crescent, during the waxing crescent phase, we see on the right side a small silver of late moon. Okay, during this phase of the moon, we can only see a small silver, like a small portion of the moon which is sparkling like a silver. It looks like a silver. Only small portion of the right side of the moon is invisible during waxing crescent. Next, first quarter. Okay, what is first quarter? During the first quarter phase, we see the right half of the lit moon. The moon and the earth are now side by side in their orbits around the sun. So during the first quarter, right half, we can only see the half part of the right side of the moon, and during this phase the moon and the earth are side by side in their orbits around the sun. Now, facts first quarter we have already studied just now. Now we are going to study about waxing gibbous. During the waxing gibbous phase, we see almost the entire right side of lit moon. During the waxing gibbous, we can observe the entire right part of the moon. Now, full moon. Okay, during a full moon, we see the entire half of the moon surface, that is lit. The moon is positioned behind the earth and sun, and during the full moon, entire one side of the entire portion of the moon is completely visible. Okay, now last quarter, during the last quarter phase, we see the left half of the moon lit. The moon and earth are now side by side in their orbits around the sun, and during this part you can see the left portion of the moon, left side of the moon, half of the left side of the moon, and also during this phase the moon and the earth are side by side. Now waning crescent. Okay, during the waning crescent phase, we see the left side of a small silver of the lit moon. So in this phase, we can see the left side of the small silver of the moon. Only small portion of the moon, which is we can observe this on the left side of the moon. Now see, we are studying about the moon's surface a little bit more. Okay, the Earth's one natural satellite. The moon is more than one quarter the size of Earth itself. That means 3,474 kilometer diameter, making the Earth Moon system virtually a double planet. Because of its smaller size, the moon's gravity is one-sixth of the Earth's gravity. A person who weighs 60 kg on the earth would weigh just 10 kg on the moon. So now we are talking about the moon's surface. What is moon's surface? See here, a main important thing to note, that is because of its smaller size, that means the moon's gravity is only one-sixth of the earth gravities. So that means it is said that if a person who is weighs 60 kgs, okay, on the earth would weigh just 10 kg on the moon. Such a miracle thing, right? Now the earth's, okay, so this is, yes, actually this is the same thing. So that's all, and I hope you have liked this video. And if you have any doubts, you can just drop your doubts on the chat box. so that I can try to answer your questions on the chat box. So make sure please subscribe my channel and please press the like button, and thank you. Bye bye.